Also, Nwokafor and Ekie of Oka in Anambra State.
Okay, and a renowned community and political leader, humanitarian par excellence, we asked her, can you let us into how you've been able to do some of the things that you are doing in your community, sir?
Yes, when that inspiration came to start giving back to the society where I come from, I decided to get involved in community governance because that is where I think the journey ought to start. If you have been outside anywhere, you have been trained, acquired skills and knowledge. So the easiest way to come back and impart it is to join the community. So I started by joining what I call what is Oka Development Union Nigeria, which is the worldwide umbrella of Oka Union worldwide. So I stood for election as President General, and I won that election. It is from there that I got involved in community development. So I became President General, and like I already said, President General is a coordinating president of other branches. In every branch has its own president. The President General now coordinates all the activities of the branches worldwide. So with that, you are in a position to impact what you think you have. And one of the things we thought we had then was organization, to reorganize the union such that it will be effective and drive human resources development as well as environmental and societal, development. So we were able to do that. Then we started the programs, having studied the need of our people, having seen the gap, the very wide gap between the rich and the poor, and between development and undeveloped environment. So we created various platforms to quicken our programs. So one of such platforms was what we termed medical mission. Like I said, a medical mission is whereby you look at the society where you were then or where we were, and they determine the health of that society. So we started with, we partnered with some doctors, especially with our sister branch in USA and Canada, to test the health of our people. So we carried out medical tests and provided drugs and drugs in so many ways. Some we gave money to buy if the drugs were not available then. So from there, we moved to medical mission part B, which is free eye tests and free eyeglasses. So with that, we were able to reach, we covered the whole area in Anambra State and started going outside Oka to other branches nationwide. So we were able to do that. Then we look at women, because we know that if we want to develop a society without involving women, it may not work. So the easiest way to move your agenda forward is to involve women. So because we realize that women are very critical anytime you want to, for instance, ensure that family is knitted together, to ensure that family growth is possible. A woman decides that she is going to marry, live with the husband, or abandon the home. So in our environment, we realize that there are a lot of very poor people, poor women, trading with 10,000 naira, 20,000 naira, just to sell corn, akara, fried corn, and things like that. So we decided to affect them positively by partnering with one of the microfinance bank in our area here, which we call Millennium Microfinance Bank, and started giving loan to women so that their businesses will grow, with hope that if they're able to grow, the society will equally grow. So we moved from there to scholarship. We started giving, because we realized that there is this incident of courtism and children dropping out of school. One of the major reasons why they drop out, according to what we got then, was poverty. They could not pay their school fees. So we raised money within ourselves and started giving scholarship. We divided it into two: indigent and students who were endowed with a high level, capability or intelligence. So we divided them like that, and we were given scholarship. So with that, we were able to, up to a level, contribute our own quota to the development of our environment.
Wow, wonderful, sir.
I don't know whether
Okay.
I'm giving you what you want, but
Go ahead, sir.
so I don't know whether I'm actually helping you. But I'm
Very
what
well,
I'm
sir. Very well, sir.
what
Very
I'm
well, sir.
taking the questions you ask.
Okay. I am learning. Okay. Also, sir, bear in mind that you've traveled to other part of the world and you see how governments go about catering for the less privileged in the society. And what will be your advice to the Nigerian government and individuals as regards this set of people in Nigeria?
You see, when a government decides to work for its people, it will be very, very obvious. So the first advice I'll give to government, or when we say government, government is faceless. It is people that are really in government that we are talking to. So they must be prepared to come into governance. You see, the problem we have today in our society is that people go to government because they need to have something doing. Some of them don't have this passion to serve. So if you are not prepared to serve humanity, don't go into government. Until we're able to do that, we'll have the problem we have today. People go to government because they want to, not really to get involved in development, but to serve themselves. So the first thing is for people to determine why they want to go into government. I will advise them, look, have this passion to change your environment, to move it from where you met it to a better level where you are going to live it at the end of your tenure in office, or at the time you are retired, you are retiring. When you look back, you see you have moved the society further.
Okay, sir. You being a leader in the southeast, in the Igbo land, the insecurity in the southeast has reached an alarming proportion, sir, especially in Anambra of recent. What do you think is the best approach in turning this monster?
The very, 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 it's a very bad situation, and it grows worse every day. You know, they say there's no smoke without fire. Have you heard that thing? That saying?
Yes,
Is it there's
no
no
smoke without,
smoke without fire, or no fire without smoke?
yes, no smoke without fire.
As the case may be. So the thing is to get down to find out, the causes of this problem. what are the reasons for one of agitations for self-determination, for instance? What are the reasons for agitation to be better treated? What are the reasons for agitation for elevating the level of poverty to, or to reduce the level of poverty in our society? So people are jobless, first and foremost. People are jobless. Because if you are gainfully employed, you have something you are doing, you cannot leave your work to start killing your fellow human beings. So there are a lot of reasons for what is going on. So, but if you just say, okay, there's insecurity, people are killing one another and so on, and you forcefully stopped it, it is for a while. After some time, the thing will come up again. So our best approach to this insecurity issue is to look at the root causes. Like I have said, there are a lot of injustice, unemployment, poverty. Our leaders are not prepared to lead. There are some of our leaders are there for self-centeredness. There are words I don't want to use, but it will be too heavy for this discussion, But if you realize that people are agitating for one thing or the other, how far are you prepared to listen to them, to come, not totally to agree with them, but at least halfway, have a listening ear if you are in government, and also make these people to believe that attack on innocent human beings can never ever bring solution. You cannot solve the problem. So there's need for everybody to come to a round table and discuss this matter. Then the government have the first responsibility to ensure security. I don't know why they don't understand that the easiest way or the shortest way of ensuring security is to provide for the society. Cater for the society. We are building schools without building where when they graduate, these students at the point they are graduating from school, where they are going to work. So we have to have a complete review of our society, of our environment, of the future, of today, where we are today, and where we want to be tomorrow. So there are a lot of problems. It's anywhere you go through, anywhere you are, you see these problems everywhere. The population is increasing. We are not prepared to absorb them.
Well said, sir.
So the government should have a rethink on the way forward. Everything borders on government. Then, from the private sector level, if the environment is not conducive for companies to thrive, that's an additional problem. Like what is happening now, companies are collapsing. So the more the private sector is collapsing, the more you have unemployed youth, and the more insecurity.
Wow. Well said, sir.
Thank you.
You are an APC chieftain in the Southeast, and you also contested for the last Anambra APC primaries. And 2023 is around the corner, and the Southeast have been clamoring for a president of Igbo extraction. So what's your take on this?
Honestly, I didn't know you were very into politics, but I'll tell you something. Immediately, I'm an Igbo man, and immediately we start thinking of producing the president in 2023. There are questions that are just very clear for everybody to see. One, in Anambra State is ruled by ABGA. ABGA is one party. The only state it has in Nigeria is Anambra State. can they give us the president in 2023? The answer is no. APC is at the center, ruling Nigeria at this time. How many Igbos are members of APC? How many states in Igbo land in Southeast is APC? How many states are APC? If you look at the two states that are currently APC, it's debatable whether they are genuinely APC. So, Ebonyi State became APC state by defection of the governor. Imo State used to be APC, but it was APC badly handled the last election that produced PDP. But we were lucky. We got it back. Hello?
Yes, I'm with you, sir.
We were lucky. We got it back through court process. Now, when you look at producing the president in 2023, you must have enough members from, of Southeast extraction belonging to APC. That is the first sign of seriousness to produce the president of Nigeria. Because if you don't join the party that is ruling, how are you going to produce the president? How are you going to do it? And that is why somebody like me saw it, that there's need, obviously there's need for us to have president of Southeast extraction. There's no doubt about that. I'll work for it anytime, any day. But other members of the Southeast must equally understand that you can't just have it by desire, you have to put in something to get something out of it. So it is possible only if we all join APC. If we join APC, we have large number of people. Then other Nigerians will start listening to us. We cannot.
Well, you people in Anambra, you have an opportunity to prove us right or wrong, because in a few days from now, 6th of November precisely, you'll be having your election, governorship election in Anambra State. What is the chances of your party going forward, and what is the hope for Anambra if your party candidate emerges the winner?
Yeah, we are very hopeful that that APC will win Anambra State, because that hope is driven by what we are telling you today, what you asked me about 2023. We want to be a major player in 2023. And APC, imagine, we produce the best governor that Anambra State has ever produced. I can assure you, there are a lot of blackmail going on against our candidates, a lot of propaganda, so many things that are disinformation going on. But we know that if you say that I'm bad, for instance, I may not be bad. So I need a platform to prove to you that I'm not bad. So if you say PC is bad, APC is bad. That is why we are making everything possible now. We are doing everything possible, convincing our Anambarians that there's need to change. You have been ABGA for 16 years. Why don't you try APC? And that message is getting, is being well received at this time. That after 16 years, you compare Anambra State with other states that other parties are ruling. There's no major statement why we should remain in the same party after 16 years. That party has not made any major statement in terms of infrastructural development, in terms of human capital development, in terms of road infrastructure, in terms of agriculture, in terms of industrialization, there's no major statement after 16 years. So, what are we talking about? There's need to change. The people in APC are Igbos. The people in ABGA are Igbos. The people in PDP are Igbos. But what do you have here? What kind of story do they tell our people? That APC is an outside state. Is that a way to develop a society? Is that the proper way for us to make that meaningful progress we want in Nigeria? We have played politics at the center from inception, from the time of independence up to somewhere along the line, before we were misdirected and deceived into thinking that abandonment of politics at center will favor us. It has not taken us anywhere. So I thank God that most people in Anambra State are coming to this understanding that there's need to change. And that is why there have been massive move, massive defection from the ruling party to APC. I mean the ruling party in Anambra State to APC. Up to even members of House of Rep, members of State House of Assembly. They all agree that there's need for us to pursue our ambition at the center and also develop the state. We all agreed on that. So APC taking Anambra State by grace of God.
Chief, I wish you good luck and your party.
Thank you very much, sir.
Amazingly, you've been nominated for this year's prestigious Africa Leadership and Philanthropy Award. Chief, please, a lot of people nominated you actually, and I just want you to tell our audience how you feel about this honor.
I feel great that the little effort we made so far is being counted. And, I am one of those that believe that the reward for hard work is more work. So this recognition is a motivating factor. It will propel us to work harder, knowing fully well that that is the only way out. If you must contribute to your society, you must be involved in leadership. You must be involved in governance. You must prepare yourself, not just jumping unprepared to become anything, leading other people. First of all, develop yourself. Set a goal, a time frame, that from this time to this time is self-development preparation. Beyond that time is rendering that service. But a lot of people don't look at that. There must be separation between the time of development to the time you come out to serve. If you develop yourself and get yourself prepared, you have positioned yourself, to take advantage of an opportunity that must come your way over time. But when you are not prepared, that opportunity probably will come, and you just mess it up. So I urge every one of us to really look inwards, develop yourself, come out and serve, and it will be well for all of us.
Thank you very much, sir. Chief, South Africa Magazine and Seed Foundation has this initiative of taking about 30,000 young girls, street urchins, and amajiris like you have in the north, out of the streets. And this has become a big challenge. I mean, the street urchins and the all manner of vices among our young people. What is the best approach you think we can use to make it work, as in taking out young ladies out of the streets or other young people that are involved in other social vices?
Education.
Wow.
Education. If you ask me this question 1 million times, my answer will remain education. Educate, 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 educate. When you're educated, your mind is free. Not the kind of education that is employment focused. Education that will liberate the mind of the individual to think freely and accept freely. Knowing where to say no and where to say yes. Employment is critical. We must have something to do. Either skill acquisition, which is again through education, but definitely an individual must have something to do. You get to a level where after being trained, you must be gainfully employed so that you'll be in a position to train others. Again, love of our country. How do we make Nigeria to be one? Love. When you see another human being, what do you see? Do you see an animal that can easily be killed? Or a human being that have a soul, have a heart, have emotion like you? How can you raise your hand and shoot a gun so that you snuff life out of that human being? No love. What kind of training do we have? What kind of education have we given to these people? What kind of brainwashing have they received that will make them to see another human being that life is sacred and they can just shoot, cause a lot of harm? A lot of, the world has become a global village today. So anything that is happening where we are now is being seen where I am. So when you look at the social media and see the kind of inhumanity of man to man, you marvel, you wonder, where do we get the species of these human beings? Where are they coming from? It gives you an idea how bad our society has become. It gives you an idea the level of the kind of mentality that is pervading among us today. So that's why I said education, education, education. Aside from education, love. People have not really researched so much on love. That feeling of oneness, that feeling of seeing one another as one. If we're able to do that, my brother, a lot of things will be sorted out in Nigeria. So I have mentioned education, employment, and love, however you define love.
Wonderful, sir. Sir, how do you think government and the NGOs can collaborate in solving this menace in our society?
You see, when we talk about NGO, I'm one of those people that are very skeptical about NGOs. The kind of NGO we have today are people organizing themselves to become the needy rather than organizing themselves to help the needy. They have turned themselves to be the needy. So they collect this money, collect everything from other people, and now use it for themselves. So I want to believe that the kind of NGO you're talking about is not this kind of definition that I have of NGOs. So we need to have people who are truly interested in furthering the life of others. Like we talk about less privilege, and I said it depends on your definition of less privilege, because if you bring two individuals together, one is probably have better opportunity than the other, or more privilege than the other. And depending on the level of that less privilege you're looking at. But I want to believe that we understand that less privilege are those people that are the base of the society, that who are not sure of 1 meal in a day, talk less of a 3 square meal. These people will not be able to eat in a week unless they are assisted. Basically, they are beggars. They don't have anything to feed themselves. So if the NGOs are sincere on their own, they can do a lot. The government, if the government does its job, carries out its responsibilities, you find out that the need of the people will be taken care of. The NGOs are supposed to be people who have that mental attitude to helping one another. You cannot really force the government. The government has its own duty from the point of setup that you are a government, this and this and this and this, that what you should be doing. So the government should take up their responsibilities and execute them. If they do that, they don't need you don't need to partner with the government. You only partner with government where you want to encroach on things you need approval, or where you want to do something that government presence will make it to get to the, in our environment, there are places that are very, very interior or, very far away. So if the government can create roads, good roads, so that the guys that are involved in NGO
will have access.
Because NGO is charity. It's charity. And government is not charitable. Government is just, if they do their they carry out their responsibilities, I think that will be enough for them. The NGO is charity, properly defined. Where there's no water, the government can provide water. Where there's no light, the government should provide light. Where there's no road, the government should provide road. The government up to a level should provide schools. NGOs can come together and start building private schools. So that is the way I look at it.
Okay, sir.
And if you look at societies that are that have evolved, I'm not looking at, I know why I'm using this word. If you look at the society that has evolved, society that understand that we can create heaven on earth, they are doing these things. So the charity is diverse from government. It is private sector driven through NGO. So if you ask me, government should do their work, they should take their responsibilities and execute them. If they're able to do that, they create an enabling environment. They create a conducive environment for NGOs to work. So let the government do its work.
Well said, sir. Okay, thank you very much, Chief. It's been an amazing 30 minutes or more than that with you. What would be your last take, your advice to both governments and Nigerians as regarding what we have discussed today, sir?
Let us love one another. Every other thing is embedded in that.
Wow. Okay, Chief, on a lighter note, while you were introducing yourself, you said you are an author. Please, sir, what is the difference between an author and a chief in Igbo land?
Okay. There is a major difference between the two.
Okay.
Chieftaincy, which, like myself, I have a lot of it, is recognition. Like NGO now, like Seed Foundation is recognizing me and are giving me an award.
Okay.
Liking that award as a chieftaincy title.
Okay, okay.
In our society, chieftaincy titles are given by various communities looking at your contribution to the growth of that society. They can recognize you. When they recognize you, they give you an award, they give you chieftaincy title. You become an honorary member of the cabinet of the traditional ruler of that town. It means that at any point in time there's need, they will beckon on you because they know you have that large heart to give so that that need is sorted out. Now, also title is an institution. Also is Igbo priesthood.
Wow.
I want to tell you this because a lot of people don't know the difference. You know, we have Christianity as a religion.
Yes.
Also is in the, before Christianity came, we have priesthood. Also is the highest level of priesthood, as you have Pope as the highest figure in the Roman Catholic Church, and you have Archbishop as #1 person in Anglican and other
denomination
like that. Yes. In Igbo land, you have also as the highest level of the priesthood. Wow. So that what a pope can do, what the pope can do, the kind of prayer that he can offer to God to answer, to listen to his people, and also represent that. If you look at the symbolism of Igbo tradition compared to Christian, now that you ask this question, I want to bring you to something. Take one of the basic symbolism, Oji. When you bring the kola nut, when we were growing up, it's ceremonious. You break it, it represents bread in Holy Communion. After you have broken the kola nut and it is distributed to everybody in that gathering, you bring hot. And that hot is distributed, representing the blood. Now, if you look at the dressing of the Pope or the Bishop,
yes,
look at the cap. Look at Igbo also, look at his cap. What does this show you? Look at the staff of office of an also. I wish I know you ask me this question. I'll have dressed fully so that anyone I'm pointing out, I'll be showing you the similarity. It's not Christianity. It is Igbo priesthood. It is Igbo religion. So at that level, when a bishop or archbishop or pope prays and he has his staff, he gets to a level where he will raise this staff and bring it down when he's making a decree. And this decree must be for the betterment of the individual or the society. The same thing applies to another man. You get a level in life where you can no more tell lies. You get a level in life where you can no more bear injustice. You become an agent of goodness, an agent of God. Wow. That is what it is. So you, as an Igbo man, will decide to get to that level in life where you take that highest title of Igbo priesthood.
Wow. Wow. Chief, thank you. Also,
thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for this great honor, this great privilege of talking. It has been insightful. Honestly, I've learned so much. It has been very educative for me, and I'm sure of our audience who are going to listen to this or watch this video, this broadcast, they will be well informed of all that we've discussed today. Thank you so much, sir, for this privilege of on this set.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so to our audience, thank you. It has been a wonderful time with also Amobi Nwokafor for
also Dr. Amobi Nwokafor, because I try to Yes. There's a reason why you have to, so that they don't think that it is uneducated that will go to take the other title.
No, Chief,
So
nobody, everybody has listened to you.
I have a PhD in strategic management. I'm a chartered accountant.
Wow.
And I have my master's degree in banking and finance. So, you know, why this is important is that, look, we must appreciate what we have.
You're right, sir.
And trying will convince you.
Thank you so much, sir. Chief, the next thing is professorship.
That one I had to be in, you have to be in a class to be first class. So I had to go back to university to teach for me to become a professor. And
honestly,
that is the thing. But I'm already a professor of a kind.
Yeah. Yeah.
As a member, as a chartered accountant, I'm a member. Yeah. I'm a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. That is wow. In practice, that is the highest level you get to.
Yes, of that profession.
So, but if you want me to be a professor, I have to go back to university and teach.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, thank you, our viewer, for spending your time with us. Yes, this interview has taken us to the 9 hours, but we are grateful. We have a very wonderful, an erudite, an expert, and whatever you can describe him as. It has been a wonderful time speaking with a community leader, a politician, and a chieftain of the All Progressive Congress in Anambra State. Also, Dr. Amobi Nwokafor. Thank you for having us, and God bless you. See you next time.
Thank you very much. Bye for now.